Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today I have got a great collection from Card Making Magic. This is the Pretty Book Collection and Wax Seal Alphabet. I can't wait to show you what I did with this, so come play with us. This is the little pretty book. It is a card that lays flat, and it's just like an open-paged book with all these charming little decorations. And then there are actual layers and pages to the book that don't, the book doesn't fold and close. It's meant to lay open like this, but you can put little charming tags and things in there just as a little kind of sneaky peek thing that people can kind of pull back those pages and look at. So sweet, and it is made with the Pretty Book Die Collection set. It's right here. I have these on our magnetic die and stamp storage panels that are magnetic, but even there were so many dies in this collection. There's 25 pieces, even it didn't finish on one page. So these dies right here are for the book pages, okay? And I'm going to show you how to put this together. And then here are the interior pages. This is this beautiful cutaway die for this page. We have a bookmark right here that's threaded with ribbon and has a tassel, which is adorable, and layered flowers. Okay, so let's get right to this. I'm going to show you all the pieces and how to put this together. The first thing I should mention is the background papers that I used are brand new Romantic Florals. This is 12 by 12 patterned cardstock, and also the coordinating solid cardstock. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to start with is the card base. So that is the largest die right here. And then it also has these thin little dies right here that have this embossed fold on them. And that's your score line right in the middle. Now I will tell you, I had some difficulty with this scoring piece when I die cut this piece first. And then I placed this piece right here, and I used a little bit of low tack tape just to tack that down. And when I ran it through my die cutting machine without any shims or anything, it cut it in half. So what I would recommend is trying it on your machine. Don't put any shim on it, just run it through with the plates and see what it does if it cuts through for you. If it does, okay, I have a solution. There's always a solution. Okay, so what I would suggest doing is just using a stylus, okay, and a ruler, and just going and making your own fold there. Okay, that's what I would recommend if you had the same problem. So I just want to give you a heads up on that, because that can be really frustrating if you're not prepared for that. All right, so we have our first layer here, and we've gone ahead and we've got it scored just like this. And then there's a little tip from the designer of this collection, Christina Griffiths. She suggests taking just a cylinder kind of tube and doing this and wrapping each side of the page to curve that so that your book pages kind of sit upright. Okay, so they'll have a nice little curve like this. I think maybe I need to use a smaller cylinder. Let me see what else I can use. Oh, here we go. I'm going to use this. I think my cylinder is just too big. Let's try this. See how this works better. Oh, yes. Right to that fold. Yeah, that's much better. And that's going to curve those pages so that they have a nice, yep, they kind of sit up all nice and curved. All right, so the next layer, I'm just going to go ahead and do these layers, and as we talk, this one is out of a tan cardstock, and then what you want to do is between each layer, you're going to glue this down right on that fold. Got to find my glue. My cap was really stuck on there. All right, so we just take a little bit of glue and write down that fold, and then you're just going to align those folds centering the pages right there. Okay, so I'm working with all 3 of these panels, and some of them have duplicate sizes. So I've done this page, and now I'm doing the smallest page. Okay, that was this page. This is the smallest page right here. And I'm going to do several layers of the smallest page. Just because I think the more layers that you have can be just super, super cute. All right, so now before I go much farther, I wanted to show you these pages right here come from these little pieces. These are page pieces. And you can die cut those and then glue those on right here just to have a little decorative element. If people are kind of looking through the pages of their book, why not put something, and I should have done this before I curled it, but we'll just sneak that right on there. Anyway, it's just something more interesting than blank pages. Okay, we're gonna go that one right there. This one is up a little higher. There we go. All right, now we're gonna put glue on this page. There. All right, and now got another page that is cut from vellum, and this is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of dot vellum. All of these items are of course available at Paper Wishes, and I'm going to link them individually down below the video and our products used. And if you're watching us on YouTube, first of all, hey, subscribe. We do 3 to 5 of these videos a week, and it would be great if you could catch all of those. And if you're watching us on YouTube, the link to our webisode page, this webisode page, is directly below the video in the description box. So if you check that out, then you will be able to see all of these items. We also have a fantastic money saver on these dies that you will find on the right hand side of the Paper Wishes page. Right now, this last one right here is really, really awesome. We're going to take this large page. Let me see, which page is it? Yes, this page right here. So we're going to die cut this using this smallest book page, and then you're going to take this page and you're going to just go ahead and put a little bit of low-tack tape, run it through your die cutting machine, then remove that and then replace it on the other side, run it through your machine again. And then when you're all done, then you go ahead and put your little fold right there, or as I said before, score that if you're not pleased with the dies. Right, now this last one is a little tricky to roll. Yep, I think that's gonna work. This die is so beautiful. There you go. Just gonna take that, put a little more glue there. There we go. That's our last page. Now you can also take, I was showing you before and then I grabbed the wrong die. You can also take this page and go ahead and cut it again. And then you have individual pages, which you could then put, for example, you could tuck that in as the opening page, okay? So those are really pretty if you want to use them again. So now we get to do the fun of decorating our book. And then I'm going to take all these pages out of the way. And as you can see, we have all of these lovely dies. We have leaves right here. We've got our bookmark piece. This is the tassel piece. All of these lovely flowers, the butterfly, and of course this little cute little label piece right here, and this wonderful little oval. So let's check this out. So we've got our pieces here. Now we're going to start with our leaves. And all you need to do on this one is just put glue, because we want our leaves to kind of be movable kind of at the ends. So we're just going to tack that right there. And when you tack these down, you want to lift it up and tack it down, and then just leave a little space between your vellum, because I don't want this to glue to the vellum. Just like this. And in fact, you could even just put a little slip of paper between that. Maybe we should do that while you're gluing, just like that, so that you don't get glue on your vellum page. There. Oh, I should have started on the other page. All right. Goes there. And then we have a dark green leaf and a light green leaf. Light green one right there. And then we have these beautiful little flowers. And I'm going to show you how to put those together while that's drying. All right, so our little flower right here, we want to take our little tools here. These are little ball tools, and they come with this foam. And I'm going to link this down below in the products used. And you're just going to kind of take that and stir, just like that. And as you can see, it's just making that curve a little bit. So you do that on each piece, and I've got some right here already done. And then go ahead and put a little bit of glue there, and then you're going to offset these so that this little piece right here, maybe we can zoom in a little bit, Steve. This piece is offset. So if you offset them, they're not all lined up. You can see the individual petals. And then these little pieces right here these are rainbow flatback pearls, and they have in this wonderful collection some really nice gold ones. So I've taken out this little collection of gold. So now we've got this side done. Take this and move over here. Oops, right there. And then we have our nice light green leaf as well. Kind of nice to mix those up in color. And we're going to put a little dot right there. And then we've got these butterflies, and I cut two, one out of light pink and one out of a burgundy. And we're going to take those ball tools again, and you're just going to kind of just do this, just to give those a little bit of a curve as well. And then we're going to go ahead and glue the pink one over the burgundy, just like this. And then we're going to put a little dot of glue right there and add one of those great little pearls in gold. There we go. And we're going to add that right over the other butterfly. If you can see this one, we're going to add that right over that. Just kind of aligning that image. And then I wanted to show you, let's see, while we're on this page, got this little element right there. This is the wax seal alphabet, and it's got all this great collection here. This one I did not set out because there are so many little pieces, but I'm just going to dump this out here and show you. These pieces right here are for the embossed ribbon, so you're going to cut and emboss those at the same time. These little pieces right here are the wax shapes that you're going to die cut out of cardstock. And then you've got this entire alphabet, as well as all these little stars and hearts and those kinds of little shapes. So how you do this is you go ahead and this piece right here, I went ahead and die cut that out of this really nice kind of golden yellow. And then this piece right here, you take your letter, and you just place that right inside, and then you're going to put it over some cardstock like I did here, You're going to place it over there, and then you're going to run this through your die cutting machine. What I found was to put a couple of layers of scrap cardstock underneath it when you ran it through, and that gives that something to kind of push against when you're running it through your die cutting machine, and that helps with that embossing. And then to just make my embossing stand out even a little more, I just took a little sanding block and I just went like this, just around it a little bit, and that kind of distressed it a little bit, and then I put a little piece of foam tape on that, and you're just going to foam tape that right over that ribbon. We're going to put a little bit of glue on there, and we're going to attach that right there. Very, very sweet. And now we are going to work on the bookmark. So for the bookmark, right like this, I went ahead and die cut that from this is actually the patterned pink cardstock. And then I have a little piece of ribbon. And what you're going to do with this is you're going to start, if you went like this, okay, then it just kind of depends on which way you thread it. So I preferred actually to thread it going down this way. It just works out better because when you get to the top, everything, then you can fold it over. If you don't thread it down first, if you threaded it up through it, then when you got to the very top, the ribbon would kind of wouldn't really have a place to glue to. It's just kind of hanging there. So we're going to thread this all the way to the top. And then I'm going to show you how to make this cute little tassel. I think these make wonderful little bookmarks to give as gifts for people who still love to read good old paper books. How many of you love to still read paper books? I tend to read them digitally because I like to read mine in a large print, and that way I don't have to purchase large print books or check them out from the library. Sometimes they're a little harder to find. But other than that, I really miss paper books. What do you guys think? All right, so now we've got that all threaded. We're at the top, and now what we're going to do is put a little dot of glue on the reverse side. I'm going to trim away some of this because we don't need all this excess ribbon. There we go. And you're just going to fold that right over and just pinch that. And then we're going to make our little tassel right there while that's drying. All right, so for the tassel, I found using our little pokey tool is very, very helpful. So what you want to do is you want to start at one end, and you're just going to be wrapping this very, very, very tightly around the pokey tool. And once you get it kind of pinched around the tool, then you can just start rolling it. And I like to have glue already on there because as you start rolling it, it's just going to go. It's going to just be a couple of turns, and then it's all done. All right, then you're going to leave a little bit like that is not rolled up, and you're going to put some glue on there, and that's where you're going to tuck away that ribbon on that opposite end. Well, first of all, we don't need this much ribbon, so we're going to cut some off. I'm going to leave just about an inch there. We're going to tuck that right in there, and then you just continue to roll it. And then while that's drying, I'm just going to pinch that. Then I just like to take those little tassel fringe and just kind of splay those a little bit, just like that. There we go, and that's how that works. And then for our purposes here, we're going to go ahead and glue this down. Let's get rid of all of our little wax pieces there. Right, and then for this, we're just going to put a couple of dots of glue right where it will lay. And we want to place that right there. Oh, of course, I turned it on backwards. Can you believe that? Oh, there we go. yeah, the back of the ribbon was showing on there. So let's turn that over. All right, and then I took this little bit right here, and in this piece came from the collection of patterned cardstock. It comes with all these little greetings right there. But I also wanted to show you how to use this one. So I die cut that from pink on the top, then foam taped that. But before I foam taped it, I actually stamped it using the floral greetings stamp, and I used Blooming and Blessings, and then foam taped that on there. And what we're going to do with this is we're going to put this over this bookmark, and I'm just putting the glue just on the areas that I want it, so that it's not just a whole bunch of glue sticking to the back of that, and then it would just be kind of bleeding everywhere. Whoops. There. We're just going to let that dry for a few minutes. All right. Now, what's really cool, while that is drying, you can actually display this little book on this little easel, these little wood easel. We offer these at Paper Wishes. And you just place that right there, so that you can even include this with the beautiful book card, and the recipient can just display it like that. Now, we also have the book dies. Where did I put the book dies? Oh, here we go. This is the Pretty Book die set, and this is specifically made to fit the card, and this will go much faster. So we've got the base here I have cut from pink cardstock, and I've added to each corner, this is some extra sticky tape. You could use the Cosmic Shimmer Specialist acrylic glue, but we've just found that using the tape for construction things like this is a little faster if we just use the tape. So I'm using my pokey tool because this is just a great way to get this tape off quickly. If you've ever sat there trying to peel off these tape backs, you know what I'm talking about. And I find it always happens when I'm filming, and then I sit here trying to peel it off. So I finally caught on to using the pokey tool. There we go. All right, now these little areas right here, you can score with, we've got this great collection of bone folders. I love to use this bone folder because it just fits so nicely in my hand. So we're just gonna do this and get those extra folded, and then the tab part is going to go on the inside, and you're just gonna line up the edges right here, and then that's really, really easy for your box base. And how cute would this box be to fill with all kinds of cute greeting cards of all different sizes and shapes, and then to be able to give this as a gift would be so cute. All right, so that's our base. Now, it's recommended that you do the base first, and then when you do your top, you're going to put the top on it, because these are cut from the exact same die, which I forgot to show you. Here we go. There's 16 pieces in this die set. They barely fit all on this magnet sheet. So here's the die. There's only one of these. So I'm going to show you how to accommodate so that they nest together. Now we're going to be using all of these little layered pieces, all these rectangles, and this piece right here, which is a great border. So on the bottom, which is burgundy, I've gone ahead and put a die cut from green, all of those little leaf borders, okay? So let's go ahead and remove those tabs, and we'll assemble this very quickly. I love the idea of giving cards as gifts. My mother-in-law loves to give greeting cards, and but she doesn't make them. That's just not her craft. So I love making greeting cards, so I tend to give her a great big stack of them in a little box every year for Mother's Day, so that she can send out birthday cards and things to her friends. All right, and we're going to take this tab. Oops, I forgot. we do need to put this on over our box right here. So what you're going to do is you're going to just nest this kind of right in the center there, and then you're going to be putting this box together around the base. And that's just a really easy way to do it so that when you are finished, everything fits together and it nests. If you did these pieces individually, then you would probably have two boxes that are exactly the same size and they wouldn't really nest together. Something is going on with my tape here. So I think I have a little dud piece of tape. And now I'm looking for my extra sticky tape. Does anyone see it on my table? Here we go. I think what happened, one of my pieces of tape just got, I don't know what happened actually. So let's just get that on there. There we go. All right, so now we're gonna stick that right like that. All right, so that is all assembled on our box. We now know it fits on our box. You don't have to worry or question what that's going to do. All right, so now we're going to take this piece right here, and we've cut it from pink cardstock, but I want to give you a little tip here. So you have this great big piece, and you're going to be covering it up with layers, so why not take this piece and die cut the center out of it using this one. Put this one aside. So now you've got this piece. It's got a big hole in it, but you're just going to cover it with something anyway. So save yourself a little paper. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and attach this piece. Come on, glue. Oh dear, I think the glue is just not going my way today. It sits in the hot lights and then it doesn't want to behave. There we go. All right, we're going to turn that over. We're going to place that right there. Oops, I'm off camera. And then we're going to take this beautiful paper. Oh, I just think this is so gorgeous. And don't forget, this is from our brand new cardstock pack. Put some right in the center there too. This is Romantic Florals. And it's brand new from hot off the press, exclusively at Paper Wishes. Okay, now we're going to take this piece, and I've got some foam tape I'm taking off the back of it. This piece right here that we die cut from the center of the other one, and I've got some large pieces of foam tape, some strips on there, and that's going to make a nice base. This is our giant wheel of foam tape. This is 50 feet or 150 yards. No, reverse that. This is 150 feet or 50 yards of foam tape. And that is a great bargain because it'll last so long, you guys. I think I was a little off center on this. Let's move this down. That's a little better. Now we're going to place this layer. Now we're going to be moving pretty fast. Here's another layer. That's going to go to the center there. It's a nice burgundy. Then we have another piece of vellum. Okay, and remember I'm using all of these dies, these nested dies to cut this with. Here's a piece of vellum. With the vellum, you know, you want to hide your glue on your vellum because it tends to show through. So we're going to put that right at the center because we're going to be adding to that a greeting, and it'll cover that. And then I've got some of these sweet little vine borders. Show you this one. That's sweet. And that one is different from the side, but it does match. So we're just going to take a couple little dots of glue, put those on the borders, one right there. And then we're going to have these going in opposite directions. You can see the vine is going in different directions. Now, we've got this vine right here, so we can add little dots of glue to the back of the vine, which will just hide that glue under the vellum, and that tacks down your edges. Little tricks there. All right, there we go. And now we've got this cutout, which is from the paper pack. Happy birthday, and I've got the foam tape there. I'm gonna place that right there. And then I wanted to add some really pretty ribbon to coordinate with this. So this is the burgundy ribbon set. And we've got some really bright and beautiful polka dots, which I love polka dots with florals. It just adds some whimsy to the whole thing. And that's gonna go right there. And then this book fits right inside, and there's enough room that you can place your sweet little easel right in there with that. Okay, so let's just take that off and show you. So you could place the easel right there, put your book right there, and then close that all up, and it's perfect for giving. You can even put a little gift card in there. So cute, you guys. So you guys, we have a wonderful money saver on this whole collection. Check it out. It's over on the right-hand side if you're on Paper Wishes. Also, individual items, papers, tools, glues are all listed below in the products used. And if you're watching us on YouTube, check below the video in the description box, and you'll find a link that'll take you to this webisode page, and you'll see everything I just mentioned. And hey, subscribe. We do 3 to 5 of these videos a week. We don't want you to miss any of them. Thank you so much for joining me today. Leave a comment, tell me what you thought of the video, and I'll see you next time.